Hello everyone. In this lecture we will see the practical data analysis in SPSS. First of all, we will prepare our data in SPSS, perform some preliminary analysis. So before going to the analysis, let me discuss about the sample size determination. So there is a common rule called often cited rule, which is called 10 times rule. It is a method of determining minimum sample size specific to PLS path modeling. 10 times the number of independent variables in structural or formative measurement model. So in our case, there are 3 independent variables. That means 3 arrow indicated to a particular endogenous variable. That means 3 into 10, it will be 30. But it is a very rough guideline. That means minimum sample size is 30. But actually, we do not follow that minimum sample size rule. That's why the researcher suggested that for PLS SEM, you must select your sample size more than 100. At the time, it will be better for your, and it can vary basing on your context of the research. Say, for example, in B2B study, mainly less than 100 sample size can be acceptable, but in consumer study you have to choose your sample size beyond 100, and there is an online calculator which you can use to determine your sample size. Let us see the here is the link given. You can follow this and you can give the citation of this particular website. So just go to this website and you will find from below here the sample size. Then you have to select sample size calculator for structural equation modeling. So here you have to put the inputs. After that you will get the desired minimum sample size. So here anticipated effect size. So anticipated effect size basically 0.1 is small, 0.3 is medium, 0.5 is large. So I am giving 0.3. That means we want minimum medium sample effect of our anticipated effect size. Then keep it 0.8, the statistical power. After that, the latent variables, we have 4 latent variables, and the number of observed variables, we have 3 observed variable each with each of the latent variable. That means 4 into 3, that means it is 12, and we are keeping our probability level 0.05. Then calculate. Now we will get our desired sample size, that means the minimum sample size. So here the minimum sample size 137 if you focus on the effect. Otherwise you have your recommended minimum sample size is 200. So you can also give the citation of this sample size calculation. Here is the citation of the software, and here are the citation of the scientific literature. So for this course, we are just using 100 sample fictitious data for the model that we have developed. Here 3 categorical questions: gender, male and female. 1 is for male, 2 is for female. Then age, there are some categories in age categories, 21 to 30, then 31 to 40, something like that, and education qualification of the respondents. Then we have our measurement items. That means for perceived enjoyment, we have 3 questions, and respondents rate their agreement or disagreement on a 5-point Likert scale ranging from 1 to 5, strongly disagree to strongly agree. Then other things remain the same. So first of all, let us go to analyze, then go to descriptive statistics and frequencies. That means for the categorical variable gender, age and education, we will determine the frequency, only the frequency distribution. If you want to keep some charts, you can select from here. I am not selecting anything, then clicking OK. So here you can see the frequency and percentage of 3 categorical variable. Then you can copy them and paste at your result chapter. So here is a sample result chapter that I have given. So here Smart PLS version 4 and SPSS version 25 are used to evaluate the data. Then I have given a short introduction of the result chapter here. Then preliminary univariate analysis, demographic analysis, and I have sorted the table here, put the frequency and percentage only of the gender, age and education, and described the table over here. After that, I have to determine the descriptive statistics of our this scale item variables. That means perceived enjoyment, perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, intention, and perceived risk. I will be using this variable for moderator analysis, but now I am skipping this variable. So when you will determine the descriptive statistics, you can determine the mean, median, skewness, kurtosis of each of the individual item. But I will recommend you to make the 3 item into one latent variable, that is perceived enjoyment, and same for the other. Then you calculate the mean and standard deviation and so on. So for doing so, you need to go to transform and compute variable. So here you have to write PE, that means perceived enjoyment, and from here you have to select at first statistical, then you have to select the mean, double click, and you have to insert the 3 items here, and you have to give comma after each of the item, then click OK. So here it has been calculated. If you want to see, you can see here a new variable has been created, PE, that means this is the perceived enjoyment. So by which you can easily do the same thing for perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, and intention. So I am doing the same thing for other 3 variable. So it is perceived usefulness. For perceived usefulness, I am inserting the 3, then clicking OK. Again I am doing here compute variable, perceived ease of use, click OK. Then again for intention, I am doing the same thing for each of the latent variable. Okay, so now you can see all the variables, all the 3 variables have been created here: perceived enjoyment, usefulness, ease of use, and intention. Now what I will do, I will write the thing name here, perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, then intention. Then you have to go to analyze, then go to descriptive, and from here you have to choose descriptive. Then from here you have to choose all the 4 variables that we are considering in our study. And from the option, if you want to check the minimum maximum, you can click here, but I want to check the mean, standard deviation, kurtosis, and skewness only. Then continue, then OK, and you will get your desired result. And from here you have to copy the table, and you can paste the table here, and you have to format your table like this. So the result has been presented here, and you have to give a description of the data analysis. That means you can mention the variable which has got the highest mean, which has got the lowest mean score, then the standard deviation, and so on. So this is how we can do our descriptive statistics here. Now the rest of the thing I will describe in the part 2.